Welcome, Rehana. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for
And
having me.
yes, it's been a while. Um, Tell me. Let's start with. Why don't you tell me what your superpowers are, both at work and at home?
Well, Adam, you already know my superpowers, but for the audience out there who doesn't know me yet, my superpowers at work are combining the world of learning and development with the world of what we see as the new shiny object these days, which is AI and automation and using the power of data to enable decision making. And so I bring those worlds together with my background and knowledge to enable decision makers to make their decisions better in a more
Mhm.
informed way and to also educate them on the power of data that they have in their hands. And at home, I have two toddlers. So I'm the super mom that's juggling family and work and some volunteer work outside of work and family. And I think for all the women out there who do that, kudos to you. You're all, super moms with lots of superpowers, and whatever you're doing, it's enough. You're,
Yes,
doing more than enough probably, and please give yourselves credit for that because you're all doing a great job.
that's awesome. Thank you. Let's jump into our main question, and we would really love to get your insights on why is it so hard for large organizations to measure success?
I think that's such an important question for
Mm,
today, where a lot of organizations are very quick to jump on the latest technology, and they're very quick to almost enter the competing landscape.
mm,
Obviously, there are organizations that are more risk averse, and so they take their time. But change is happening really, really fast,
right.
which means measuring success can be really, really difficult when your definition of success is not clear. So I think the top reason for why organizations don't do a very good job of measuring success, or it's very hard for them to do it, is because that definition of success is not clear. It's not well
Mm,
defined. And often, if it is well defined, it's not adaptable to the change
right.
that the organization's facing.
Right.
And I think that becomes very, very difficult because leaders are either stuck with a definition that doesn't work in the landscape or they don't have a clear definition.
Hmm. So, yeah, that's problem not probably not only for large organizations but also for mid-size. What
Mhm.
advice would you give to leaders with this challenge?
I think my advice would kind of coincide with the problem I stated, which is be clear with what your definition of success is, but also have the space for adaptability.
Hmm.
Try to understand what is it that you're trying to measure. And as the landscape around you changes, what does the evolved definition of success look like? And so it shouldn't be the same definition of success for yours. I know a lot of organizations operate on a quarterly basis. And so for them, quarterly, measurements or success definitions may make sense. It could be long term, of course, depending on the type of organization. But I think that's a really important piece is to define that success really well, and to have the same consistent definition of success across the organization. So, not to be so localized in your line of business where you're almost optimizing for the local instead of
Right.
optimizing for the larger good. And I think at the foundation of that, it's the quality of the data that you use to actually measure that success. So, whatever insights you're trying to get, whatever it is that you're trying to measure, it won't work really well if your foundation of the quality of your data is not laid out. So, I think those two things become really, really important. One is to define it well and have it be consistent across the organization. And two, to ensure however you're measuring data, you're actually doing a good job of the foundation of your data quality. The last piece that I'll add, Adam, is how data is being measured or how success is being measured and communicated to the organization. I
Mhm.
think OKR is a really good framework for that, that often a lot of organizations use. Unfortunately, it's not implemented well in a lot of
Right.
organizations. So that's something that, leaders should think about. Educate yourself. Take the time to take that course on an online platform or, read a book about it or a podcast, wink, wink. Think about what is it that you want to learn about, and maybe it's the OKR framework or a different framework, but be very clear about how you're going to measure success and then shout it out from the rooftops, right? Make sure everybody in your organization knows that how you're going to measure success so they can contribute effectively to that larger goal.
Yeah, there's lots of research for OKRs, especially that you mentioned, where the benefits are incremental when it's not just about the format, but about the conversation,
Yeah,
like what communication, what conversation that information triggers. So the more it's communicated, the more it's transparent, the more benefits you get.
absolutely.
Well, thank you for joining. We'll have you again soon.
Thank you so much for having me. And if anyone wants to reach out, they're welcome to reach out to me on LinkedIn.
Yeah, I'll put a link in the podcast. Okay,
Sounds
great.
good.
Thank you.
Thanks.